A cancelled PS5 game has its gameplay leaked, the PS5 Pro is poised for a huge upgrade in 2026, and what the hell is that demonic statue all about? Here's everything in the world of PlayStation this week. Hello everyone, it's Aiden here from Push Square, and these are your top 10 news stories of the week within the world of PlayStation, along with the latest reviews and releases on pushsquare.com. Starting right out with the news, yes, we've had a look at some gameplay for a cancelled PS5 game from Deviation Games. Sony at the beginning of the generation made a bunch of agreements with third-party developers to release their projects. One of said projects was from Deviation Games, who of course shut down in early 2024 along with their game, which was obviously cancelled. Well now, thanks to Dusk Golem, gameplay has leaked for what was internally known as Draconis and externally was kind of referred to as the Ooze game. We've got a bunch of gameplay which I actually don't think I can show today, so I'm gonna watch my ass legally and not. But yeah, you can find clips to those on the Push Square website. I'll link them down below as well, so yeah, just so you know. Next up, the PS5 Pro is poised to get a massive upgrade in 2026. That's according to Moore's Law is Dead, who recently spoke with an anonymous developer asking them about potential future upgrades, where they claimed that a huge upgrade was on the way. Now we know that Sony is working on an upgraded version of PSSR. They're aiming to make clearer images quicker using less memory. That's the basic gist of it. But is this something that interests you? Is it something that would sway you with the PS5 Pro? Let me know down in the comments below. Sticking with the big man just a little bit longer, Moore's Law is Dead has claimed that Sony is very keen for developers to use its recently added low power mode. The gist of this thing is basically it allows you to run PlayStation 5 games at slightly lower specs, but with low power wattage. Now a lot of people think that this is a Trojan horse for the eventual PS6, although some of the tech doesn't, the power usage at this point still doesn't quite line up with a handheld. But yeah, who's to say how this will develop? But Sony has basically been sharing emails with developers encouraging them to utilize this thing, and not only that, giving them tips on how to implement it with their games. Whether this is for an eventual PS6 handheld or maybe Sony's just being ecologically ambitious, it's hard to say at this point, but what do you think? Let me know down below. Earlier this week we saw the announcement of Postal Bullet Paradise. Now this is a vampire survivor-esque bullet heaven title that was supposed to be coming to the PS5, but just 2 days after its announcement, it's been cancelled. Now that is because people really did not like the supposed heavy generative AI usage. The publisher of the game, Running with Scissors, released a statement saying that its trust with the developer has since been broken and the project has been killed. But what do you think about this? Is this too far, or is this exactly what was deserved upon using generative AI? PS5 title The Godslayer had some gameplay drop this week and people are really impressed. Initially when revealed, it was a part of the PlayStation incubation program, China Hero project. Now it seemed to start that this was no longer a part of this project because it's been announced since to be coming to Xbox Series consoles along with PC, whereas previous iterations of the China Hero project were timed console exclusives like Lost Souls aside. But since Push Square has actually had direct contact from developer Pathia Games, who confirmed to us that Sony is still assisting the project within the China Hero project with development support, marketing and publishing. The game probably won't launch on PS5 till 2027 however. It seems like a cancelled PS5 game has resurfaced as Castouts. This is an online co-op game set in an urban, fantasy-inspired London where players use magic and spells to traverse and take out enemies. The development team Twisted Works contains 8 former London Studios developers, the team behind games like SingStar, The iToy, and PSVR's Blood and Truth. The team was shuttered back in 2024, but the developer, along with whatever it was making, was shuttered in early 2024. Now when you line up the one piece of art that we got from their cancelled game with an image of Castouts, it's hard to ignore the comparisons there. So Yeah, Bungie found itself in hot water earlier this year when plagiarized art was discovered in its upcoming game, Marathon, but the issue has at last been resolved. That's coming from the artist whom the art actually belonged to, Anti-Real, who shared an update on social media, quite aptly just stating, the Marathon art issue has been resolved with Bungie and Sony Interactive Entertainment to my satisfaction. Fair enough. Hopefully they got a lot of money out of this. Work on the Helldivers movie adaptation is well underway, with Justin Lin now set to direct the film. Justin Lin has directed a few of the Fast and Furious movies. The movie is also being written now by Gary Doberman, who's best known for screenplays for It and Annabelle. Now, controversially, Lin is not a gamer and has not played Helldivers 2, but is apparently leaning into that a bit with his pitch for this adaptation. There's no word on casting or release windows at this time. Sticking with adaptations of PlayStation properties, Shogun and The Boys director Frederick E. O'Toy has been hired to direct the first 2 episodes of the God of War TV series, which is following the Norse mythology storyline of the recent games. Pre-production and casting are now well underway, with filming allegedly due to start in March of 2026. Who do you think is going to play Kratos in this thing? Are they going to get Christopher Judge back? Let me know what you think down below. So last week I reported on a mysterious demonic statue that Jeff Keighley teased ahead of the Game Awards, which airs this Thursday. Well, it's kind of Friday morning for us UK folks, but some people thought that it was potentially God of War. I personally thought it was maybe Diablo DLC, but since we've had numerous developers and studios clarifying that it isn't them, so basically it's not Diablo, it's not God of War, it's not Lords of the Fallen 2, it's not Elder Scrolls 6, but industry insider Jason Schreier still says it's going to be something we're excited about and interested in. I now kinda don't have much of an idea on what this could be. For a little bit I thought it kinda looked like Saros, the upcoming PlayStation game, but it didn't really make sense why Sony would go so hard in this mysterious teaser for a game that has gameplay and it's just a few months away at this point. Some people have started thinking it's gonna be a FromSoft game. Who's to say? What do you think it is? Theorize below. So that's it from the news side of things. Remember that the end of year deals are still currently running on the PlayStation Store. Now let's get into the latest reviews to drop on pushsquare.com. First up, we've had Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 getting an 8 out of 10 from Sammy Barker, who called it a stunning sim. Octopath Traveler 0 got a 7 out of 10 from Liam Croft, who said it was just a perfectly fine RPG. Old School Rally also got a 7 out of 10 from Stephen Tailby, calling it a retro rally throwback. And lastly, I reviewed Thief VR Legacy of Shadow this week. I was very disappointed and gave it a 5 out of 10, calling it a Dishonored Light. Next up, the top 5 releases of the week. We've got, of course, Microsoft Flight Simulator 24, that 8 out of 10 coming to PS5 on the 8th of December, so it's available today. Skate Story, also on PS5 and PS Plus, I believe, on the 8th today again. We're going Yakuza Daft here with Yakuza 0 Director's Cut on PS5, and then a bit of a double whammy of Yakuza Kiwami 1 and 2. Also out on the 8th. And lastly, on the 12th for PS4 and 5, we have Terminator 2D No Fate. So that is it this week. Let me know what you're thinking about these stories down in the comments below, and while you're there, remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more PlayStation video content just like this. I really enjoy making these. Hopefully we can keep them going if you show enough interest, so show your support. I really do appreciate that. Anyway, that's it from me this week. So until next time, I've been Aaron, and this has been Push Square.